problems with modern movies. The universe is mental. This means that what you think about and what you believe shapes how you live your life and how you look at life. And if you fill your mind with ideas from movies, you might start to believe that those things are true, even when they are not. And if you pay close attention to people and how they think, you will find out that some people are basing their worldview on certain things they've seen in movies. And this is very dangerous because movies are not showing you the real picture or the, real reality. So basically, if you base your logic or, your ideas on things that you've seen in movies, you might go around with wrong ideas about the world or wrong ideas about life or certain situations. So you need to be very careful what you put into your mind, especially your subconscious mind. So problem number one that I have with modern movies is that movies make life look too simple. In real life, things like feelings, problems, or even how people get along are often complicated. It's never as straightforward as you see in the movies. For example, someone in the movie might have a huge problem, and the way they solve this huge problem is by being lucky or being at the right place at the right time. And basically in some movies you can find a character who is having this, huge problem. Let's say he doesn't have money, and then suddenly, randomly, he meets someone who offers him, $1 million or something like that. That's why we watch those movies, because, they're exciting and interesting. But this doesn't happen in real life. Basically, if you have a problem, you will have to work hard on fixing it. It will not solve itself easily like it does in many movies. Problem number two. Many movies make things look much more exciting than what they really are. Especially action movies, they can show a lot of crazy action scenes, car chases on highway where, drivers are driving at incredible speed and they're like driving between cars and they never crash while everyone else is, crashing. And a lot of movies also will show you these crazy fighting scenes where you have this one hero who is fighting like 10 guys and he's, winning against 10 people and he never gets hurt even though people might shoot at him. He's like dodging bullets and ducking and the bullet is missing his head with, just few millimeters and, things like that. I know that people are not stupid. They know that, this is just an action movie and in real life things doesn't happen like that. But the danger here is that when you watch too many movies, you might start believing that certain things that are not possible in real life are possible. Like for example, I've seen some people who believe that, they can fight 5 guys at once. And this doesn't happen in real life. In real life, someone who is very small can just pick up a bottle and smash it on your head and then you will, end up in emergency. I've seen, girls smash bottles at people, at the nightclub. I've seen things like that happening in real life. But in movies, when someone gets smashed with a bottle to his head, he's just, fine and he just continues his day like nothing happened. So we need to be careful about what we see in movies and how we, think about life after we watch the movie, because wrong ideas will get you in trouble. Problem number 3. Movies often make bad behavior look cool. So sometimes movie characters can do bad things, lie to people or steal from people or just being mean, real assholes. And movies make this look cool. For example, in some police movies, police officer might just, take someone's car and say, police, give me your car. And then, they might use this car to chase someone on the highway and at the end of the chase, the car gets blown up. This looks cool on the movie screen, but, in reality, this is not cool at all. You cannot do things like that in reality. So you need to be, careful when you watch those movies and don't copy that behavior, because if you see a movie character who is the hero of the movie doing these, bad things, you might think it's okay to do those things because this hero of this movie that so many people love and admire, he's doing those things. Because we love those characters, they get away with that. But in reality, this is not a good behavior. This is not cool behavior. And this is not something we should copy. Because if you do those type of things in your real life, you will end up in a lot of trouble. Like you might go to jail for certain things that movie characters do in movies. And like I said before, I know that most people, they understand that this is just a movie and things like that doesn't happen in real life. But the problem here is that everything you see and everything you put in your mind gets stored. And it will come out in one way or another. I'm not saying that just because you watch an action movie where the main character is, asshole towards everyone he meets, that you will become an asshole. But subconsciously, this behavior will get stored in your brain, and it might come out when you least expect it, or when you are not, thinking about it yourself, especially if you are watching these movies from a very young age, because everything you do and everything you watch goes inside your brain, and it does affect the way you look at the world and the way you think about reality and what is okay and what is not okay. Okay, problem number 4. Movies spread wrong ideas about people and places. So usually most movies are between 1.5 to 2 hours long, so they don't have time to build up, different characters. So usually they will use stereotypes. For example, some movies might show you that certain countries are very poor or that they are very dangerous, and that is not always the truth, because movies use a lot of stereotypes, because it helps the story. And if you're not careful, you might learn wrong ideas about certain groups of people or certain cultures or countries or places. So many people fall for these false stereotypes. The reality is that world is a big place, and we have many different cultures and many different countries and many different cities that you can go to, and it is impossible to learn, everything about every city or every country or every culture. Most people, they don't travel that much, and very few people been on every continent in the world. So most people learn about different countries through movies, and most people, they don't do, deep research about certain communities or certain cultures. So if you see certain things about, certain groups of people in a movie, you by default will start to believe that those things that you see on the movie screen are real or true. And this is very dangerous, because you might form, false beliefs about certain groups of people or certain countries. So basically the point that I'm trying to make here with this video is that we need to question what we see on the movie screen. And of course, I like to enjoy a good movie myself, and even I am using different movies on this channel to explain certain lessons that we all can grow from. But the point here is that we need to be careful that we don't put wrong ideas into our heads.